is the driven snow or not? And if you think that, I'd take a really close look at that one. But it's probably a good idea to always be a little bit uncertain. Make room for I don't know. Make friends with I don't know. I think that's the best way to go. I think we beat ourselves up when we're looking for this surety around things. Can you see how that's a mental preoccupation? That's mind doing that. That's not us. Come on. I mean, heart doesn't need to go through all that rigmarole. Heart knows. And you know, whatever it is that we contact through heart, the knowing abides and resides there. And sometimes it's given to us, sometimes it's not. Now, this journal is called Strange Answer to Prayer, the Problem of Pain. The bit stuck on at the beginning I called Purity. So this is from today, 12/6/2010. The first of the day, Mayan day, is 12 Jaguar, or Jaguar. That's one of my favorite sun signs. I have been in such pain again lately. And in this case, I'm talking about both physical and non-physical, but mostly physical. It just won't let up, it seems. No matter that I am working with two very competent healers, still, it remains, it returns. No, it lets up now and then. It changes a good bit, but dadgummit, it seems to keep coming back. It is wearing, exhausting to the soul. It's been here so many years now. It seems patience won't win out. And in the journals, when I make a typo, parenthetically, you know, a typo is supposedly an accident. It's not an accident. It's not a mistake. It has something to say. My typo for years was tears with a Y on the front of it. So ytears. In the written journals, you'll see these things. I don't generally bother to interrupt my flow this way. So patience won't win, it seems. So I called out. I made a deep heart prayer about it. I saw for a moment how it could be, rather than anything physical, it could be coming from other realms or dimensions. Have you heard of soul retrieval? Well, those are just words, but they point to something quite real and rather fascinating too. Now, we don't have to call it a soul. It could be essence or energy or some other word. But there is a main aspect of us that is subject to fracture, fragmentation. One of the ways that the dark force, one of the ways of the dark force is to take parts of the soul and to torture them. This causes an effect in our lives. It produces, in general, the kind of energy from us that they can soak up, consume, vampirize. You know, they do rituals of black magic and witchcraft, Satanism, these various, they practice the dark arts. So life is amazing. Make room for all of it. You know, we don't do ourselves any favor to cut stuff off just because it's creepy. All right, yeah, I know, not so hot. I don't much like writing about such things. I guess I err on the side of being positive generally, not always, of course. But I find my hesitance to share such things with you somewhat suspect in this moment. So anyway, here it is. The call or prayer I made to Source, even to the one called, or the group called, the Great Karmic Board, was to have all of my soul parts or pieces rounded up by spirit warriors, by beautiful light beings, and taken to some wonderful place of healing. I called for their healing and renewal. I called for them to be separated out while there from whatever or whomever they had become attached to, for that to be healed as well. Next, my prayer was that once this was accomplished, these same parts of me be returned and replaced with the rest of me, right here where I am, illusory or not. Okay, so far so good. Well, next thing you know, I find I am still hurting. So I am praying over this and wondering, was my prayer effective? Though I feel some lessening of pain, or I could not be writing here, yet the whole of it has not let up. This body still hurts a lot, especially lower and mid back. It makes me feel so bad because the healers I work with are so excellent. Why would my body, my case, be so stubborn? Anyway, all of a sudden, I am hearing someone talk mentally to me. I asked for the name. It was given. Sidebar, wish I'd have written it down. I didn't. I mean, I wouldn't have shared it here, but at least I would have remembered. I'll remember next time if it happens again. So the name was given, and I asked, who are you? And I heard, your guide. I said. Well, okay, maybe. Do I have just one? No, came the answer. You have three. Another to that, things you just can't confirm. Anyway, where I once would not have listened to such things, I mean, I wouldn't have even asked any questions. What with everything changing as it is and constant growth, I gave it a shot. I asked then if my prayer had been effective. Now, the answer that I got was a surprise, and I knew right away it was correct. I was told that I could multiply or magnify the prayer I had given and its effectiveness this way. Make it to cover all lifetimes, all bodies, not just this one. What a thing to overlook. Oh my God. Of course, this was correct. Well, duh. And wow. So grateful was I that, of course, I expanded the prayer right away. And I do seem to feel at least a bit of surcease now. Time shall tell. It's just crazy, though, when you're working with very good healers and you're not getting sufficient or consistent results. It just makes sense to look deeper. And that's what this was. Don't think your healers aren't doing their thing. Look for other things acting there. Overall, I'm left with a very big We shall see about results. Things, once they show up in the physical, can be the most challenging to deal with. Let's face it. They are pretty well crystallized by that time. Well, duh, they're showing up in front of your face. The time when things can be turned back easily is generally past by the time it's physical. Still, that is not to say die. Keep on keeping on. But, of course, oh well, the pain is still pretty bad. Nonetheless, such things one doesn't give up on. One prayer by itself isn't often enough, just like taking a bath. One swipe with the washcloth won't do it. The prayer, the intention may be good, may be perfect. Here's the physics of it, though. There's a certain amount of energy tied up in the thing, let's call it a negative thing that you're dealing with, that you're praying about. The same measure of energy must be applied to bring results. So, just how much energy was there in your prayer? How much emotion was behind it? How much intensity? Emotion is what lends the power to things, and don't kid yourself about that. Don't shut down your emotions. Mental prayer hardly ever counts. It's got to come from deeper places than that first. Then it's got to equal the power of the darkness you seek to thwart or overcome. Now, that's not strictly so. I'm stepping out of the journal here because you can call upon powerful light beings and spirit warriors, and we've got a lot of aid and assistance here to cut through things. So it's not like we have to be mighty Hercules and you know, equal to everything we tackle. As I read over it, it kind of implies that. I don't mean it to imply that. People think they're praying all the time when they're just either saying some words or using just the mind to do this work. Prayer is meant to arise from deeper within, deeper than the mental mind has access to. So I discount that type of prayer almost entirely. It has little merit, in my opinion. Now, it may. I could always be wrong. Don't forget that, please. But I'm just giving you my take on things here, and that's it. Mental prayer is maybe worth a brass farthing, not much more. It's the sincerity of your heart that makes a bunch of words into a prayer, dear ones, not the words themselves. They mean practically nothing. You are the power, not so much the words. The words are just to carry the power that you are. You really are. Okay, hurts too much. We'll have to quit writing. Still, I hope this has been worthwhile to you in some way. That's my prayer, the prayer that lies quietly behind my actions here. Light's blessings be ever unto you and yours until you fully wake up, and even beyond and beyond and beyond. I wish I knew the quote from Buddha, gone beyond, 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 ever beyond, whatever it is. I'll meet you there. Come along.